Assalamualaikum. I bid to our lecturers, Dr. Redhwan, and my name is Muhammad Irfan bin Abdullah. My number matric is 281525, and today our group gonna present to you about the ABC adoption and implementation in Malaysia. Alright, to make it clear, our presentation today regarding the ABC adoption and implementation in Malaysia will be separated into two different sections. At first, we will gonna present to you about the SMEs or small and medium-sized enterprises regarding their adoption of ABC costing system. And the second part is we will gonna present to you about the large companies or large enterprises in their adoption of ABC costing systems.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nooralinna Izzaty binti Rizal. My matric number is 280850. Today, I would like to discuss about implementation, success factors of ABC system in SME industry. ABC costing system can help is to recognize the complexity and to provide more precise cost and pricing information different from what traditional costing could do. So, the second one is ABC costing system as a performance measurement. So, financial measure as the most important indicator of performance in all companies. So, with a proper overhead allocation from ABC system, we could recognize margin from various products, and is very useful in position company resources to earn largest profit. So, when the company adopt and implement the ABC costing system, they could see whether their company is on the right track or not. So, the last successful factors in SME industry is the cost data usage within business unit. It means by product cost must be highly reliable to compete in our market. So, as we all know, ABC costing system use multiple cost drivers. So, ABC system is designed to track cost of activities and manage to control the activity costing whether it is in line with the industry standard. When the company implement and adopt ABC costing system, it is an excellent feedback tool when it comes to cost data usage.
Alright then, I will continue in explaining about the barriers in implementation of activity-based costing in Malaysian small and medium-sized enterprises. And our main reference for this section is the article that entitled The Implementation of Activity-Based Costing in Malaysian Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, written by Kamila Ahmed, Neo Wanteng, and Shafi'i Muhammad Zabri from Faculty of Technological Management and Business from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. One of the main barriers that have been highlighted in the article is the inherent difficulties associated with the ABC implementation. And the firstly is the costly to switch to the ABC. Since this ABC approach is kind of a costing approach that complex and sophisticated and requiring a lot of different cost drivers and a lot of different cost pools, this will cost more money to the companies and to the enterprises and even time consuming. Moreover, with a limited resources condition that faced by the SMEs, it's not even worth it to them in investing to switch these from their traditional costing approach to the ABC costing approach. Next is the lack of the expertise to implement this ABC. Since this ABC is kind of the sophisticated approach compared to the traditional costing systems, this costing system need for the expertise. So compared to the traditional costing system that much more easier to be implemented in the enterprises or to the certain companies. And the last one is the difficulties in collecting data on the cost drivers and in selecting the cost drivers, because since this is the main part or the main part or the important part of the implementation of the ABC, which is we need to identify the accurate cost drivers and accurate cost pools just to make sure this ABC will be effective, and this in allocating the cost drivers and cost pool is much more difficult in a real situation, in a real manufacturing condition, compared to just the theoretical discussion. Last of the main barriers that have been highlighted in the article that I will explain to you is the confidence in the current cost systems. This actually probably happening because of two reasons. One of the reasons is satisfied. The SMEs is satisfied with their existing costing systems, and the second reason is there is no significant problems with the current system that requiring for the implementation of the ABCs, and this actually implies that SMEs are complacent with their existing approach, which is probably simply and inexpensive. So there is not necessary for the implementation of the ABC in their enterprise. And based on King Court and Timothy in their article that entitled Opportunity Based Accounting, they advise that if the cost of the ABCs exceeded the benefits, the company should not apply the ABC costing systems. And they also said that ABC was a more accurate product costing system than traditional volume-based costing system, especially when organizations were facing higher product diversity. So based on that statement, we can conclude that probably for the SME is not quite compatible with their size, or probably with their production. And another source said that ABC implementation provided beneficial result only under specific conditions. It means even the ABC, yes, probably the ABC able to derive the cost more accurately compared to the other traditional costing system, but ABC also need to be evaluated or need to be uh, put on the specific condition just to make sure that beneficial result will be gained by the enterprises.
Thank you, Irfan and Irdina, for your presentation. Now, I am Aina Maisara, binti Rizal. With metric number 281495, we'll be presenting the success factors of implementing ABC or activity-based costing in Malaysia, specifically in telecommunication sectors. As we know, in Malaysia, the other sector that also implement the ABC or activity-based costing is also the telecommunication sector. For an example, we have the Telekom Malaysia or TM. They plan to have the whole company eventually adopted the ABC system, as they use the ABC system for daily operating expenditure. It is recognized that it is a valuable tool in order to improve and have the better performance and result of companies, especially in the telecommunication sectors. And now let's move to the next slide, which consists the success factors of implementing the ABC in Malaysia, specifically in telecommunication sectors. Now we can see on the slide the successful factors of ABC implementation in Malaysia. Shield 1995 has found the 6 combination of behavioral factors and also the organizational factors has led to the success of ABC. They are consist of training, resources adequacy, top management support, changes of business structure, linkage to competitive strategy, and also the last one, consensus and clarity of the objectives. Now let's move to the next slide. The first factor is training. Training will be provided through designing stage of ABC system or project and implementation stage by any workshops. Consultancy and regular courses will also be provided to the cost management employees. ABC software suppliers or SaaS will provide the workshop and training. They will also explain from setup phase of system until the results were obtained. For an example, one of the team of Telecom Malaysia that has joined the training workshops suggested to have a further training workshops in order to gain and obtain a better and best result and performance in implementing the ABC. Next, we have the resources adequacy. Resources adequacy is when the resources should be devoted in terms of funds, employees, and time. The team will be able to implement the ABC system for the whole company if the resources used wisely and dedicated only for the system. Now, we have the top management support as the successful factors in implementing the ABC in Malaysia. Top management support can be implemented when they emphasized by all interviewers, managers, and also the employees. They will provide the support for systems such as consultants, designing classes, and create special unit. For example, the centralized strategy costing management managers discuss about the proposal to top management to buy the software that called Product Capo. Linked to the Product Capo software, we have the other factors that include in the successful factors in implementing the ABC, which called as linkage to the competitive strategy. Product Capo software has the features to link the ABC results by the balanced scorecard strategy. For an example, Telecom Malaysia or TM had to price its product competitively to regain their market share. Last but not least, we have the fifth successful factors in implementing the ABC in Malaysia, which is the changes of business structure. This is because in Malaysia we know the traditional system has changed into the technological system. Finance managers should introduce the ABC system into their companies. This is because traditional costing system may existed was not reliable and may not have been appropriate for the new business structure. ABC system nowadays might be more relevant, accurate for the today's dynamic business environment. And the last one, we have the consensus and clarity of the objectives. This is because the main objective will be achieved if we focus on the clarity of objectives. Those employees who were in the company's interviewer expresses their views of objectives of ABC which are very clear. And now I am going to pass this presentation to Linda and Nooralinna Tasha.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurazlinda binti Azhar, metric number 281480. Will continue my group presentation in challenges and issues in this article titled Implementation of Activity-Based Costing in the Telecommunication Sector. ABC implementation has encountered several challenges and issues that relate either to the ABC system or to the environment in which ABC is implemented. In this article, it states that challenges and issues that have faced ABC implementation can be categorized into three main categories, which is first, employees' reaction and behavioral issues, second, technical issues, and third, cost of the implementation. Okay, for the first point, it is under employees' reaction and behavioral issue. The employees did not like it. When ABC system was first implemented, it was perceived positively. Non-finance departments cooperated in providing information about their activities and tasks, but when the results of ABC were revealed, they did not like it. Based on ABC results, the management decided to reduce costs, which is something that staff do not like. Why they do not like it? It because their perception, the management wanted to reduce the number of employees as a tools for cost reduction. It is because their perception, the management wanted to reduce the number of employees as a tool for cost reduction. Following this, employees resisted providing information or they attempted in some cases to input inaccurate information. This problem continued for approximately 6 months. Then cost managers reconciled this problem by unlinking the Then, cost managers reconcile this problem by unlinking the ABC information to the budget of the non-financial department. Cost management then decided to implement ABC for a higher level, rather foregoing to the very details of department and activities. General Manager suggested that it would be better when implementing ABC to measure people but not to cut costs directly. Nevertheless, employees also believe that ABC information will affect at least their key performance indicators. The employees' reaction and behavioral issue. Second point is employees' behavior. Findings in this article also shows that when the request for ABC information primarily Findings in this article also shows that when the request for ABC information primary finding in this article also shows that when the request for ABC information primarily is initiated by the management of network departments, employees respond better and help provide data for ABC input. But when the request for ABC information comes from the cost management network departments, employees feel that they are targeted and receives provided accurate, timely and relevant information for ABC input. Next, it is under the technical issue points, which is activity cost pools and cost drivers. ABC system is considered a complicated methodology for product and services costing. This is due to the difficulties encountered by the ABC project team in identifying the activity cost pools and selecting the proper cost drivers in a telecommunication business environment. The ABC implementation team, which consists of accountants, has difficulty understanding the telecommunication network. As mentioned by ABC employees, when technicians explain the network, they represent it from the technical side and not from the side which accountant needs to look as relevant to the ABC system. One of ABC employees stated that sometimes the technicians tell things which are not important to me as an accountant who wants to do ABC, and at the same time they ignore important things. Also, under the technical issue, it is collecting data on a timely basis. In addition to the difficulty of collecting data on a timely basis, non-finance employees are busy with their operational this point also under the technical issues. Non-finance. This point also under the technical issues. In addition to the difficulty of it is also under the technical issue, which is collecting. It is also under the technical issue, which is collecting data on a timely basis. Non-finance employees are busy with their operational day-to-day work. When ABC employees ask them to perform extra work for providing data, it causes them a problem and they complain for that additional burden imposed by ABC requirements. To the non-finance employees, ABC is time-consuming and not relevant compared to their operational work. In many cases, they tend to provide data which is not accurate enough, and this is the biggest challenge as mentioned by ABC employees. For the last point, it is about the cost of ABC implementation. Is one of the challenges that have been indicated by the majority of the interviewers. Given the size of the company, the variety of its activities, and the time that should be dedicated for data gathering and analysis, ABC seems to be very costly. These findings are consistent with surveys research on this article. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nooralinna Tasha, binti Mohd Ali, with metric numbers 281487. So now I will continue this presentation by concluding the analysis that have been made by my group members just now. So after I'm taking a look at the analysis that have been made, I think actually there is no much differences between the both sectors regarding the success factors and also the barriers and challenges that faced by them. The differences or the difference that can be highlighted from the analysis being made is actually the only the situation that faced by them, because both of them have different size of the company and also different diversity of the production of their product. Okay, so now we move to the next slide, which is this is about the benefit a company gain from the implementation of ABC system as their costing method. When a company uses ABC system as their costing method, it helps in influencing the top management or the manager to make a strategic managerial decisions. This is because the ABC system helps in providing detailed and accurate costs. So when a company or the manager have the detailed and accurate costs, it helps them to identify any unprofitable customers or unprofitable products for them to cut off, and as a result, it helps in increasing the profits. So when they manage to discontinue, cut off, and stop serving any unprofitable products and unprofitable customers, it helps them in saving costs and also improving the bottom line. This is because the resources they have is being used efficiently, and as the result, it helps in having a better net income. Okay, so now we move to the next slide, which is it is about the adoption and implementation of ABC system in Malaysia. The pyramid on the left is representing the stages and the level that Malaysia managed to reach during the implementation of ABC system. We are still stuck at the third stage, which is the adaptation, and I can say that actually we are left one level below from the developed countries such as UK and New Zealand, because they managed to reach the acceptance, which is at the fourth stage, and they already has the outcomes. Adaptation level is actually at the phase where we are still busy in sending our employees and staff to the training to ensure that they get to know deeply about how to handle and managing and being expert in handling the ABC software system. So one of the reasons why we are still stuck at this level is because 98.5% of business in Malaysia consists of SME business, which is SME business. We are already know that the SME business is much simpler, inexpensive, and have low diversity of production. So I can say that actually we have no chances in converting from our traditional costing method to the ABC system, since we have no much large company in Malaysia. Okay, so this is the reasons why ABC system is still left behind in Malaysia. So the first one is there are lack of awareness of new techniques. Actually, this point can be divided into two, which is the first one is maybe the owner of the business or the company is not notice the existence of the ABC system costing, and they do not know the benefits they will gain if they are converting from the traditional costing to the ABC system. And the second one is the company is already tried to implement the ABC system, but they find out that actually their company is not suitable in using ABC system, so they stick with the traditional costing and they have no tough reasons to change the tools, and they're already satisfied with the current costing system. And the next one is the lack of top management support, which is after the management is realizing that the company is not suitable to use ABC system, so they decided to not use the new tools in the management, and they decided to not send the employees and the staff to the training in order to save the cost. Other than that, we are also lack of expertise, since the top management support is not trying to send the staff and the employees to the training. As a result, the staff do not receive any sufficient training and the time to practice and handling the ABC software system. Maybe if the company is not applying the ABC system, but still if they have the knowledge about the ABC costing system, it will help us in growing further in the future. And last but not least, why ABC system is still left behind in Malaysia is about the cost, which is the high cost of implementation of the ABC system. Actually, the cost is not involving the money only, it's also involving the time consuming and also the costing, because in order to buy the new software of ABC system, it involves a lot of money, a lot of investment, and also it also take time and more labor force from the employees and the staff in order to ensure that the implementation is successful. So actually there is many reasons why ABC system is still left behind in Malaysia. But what can I say is actually we have to identify what is our company. So as the conclusion, I can say that the adoption and implementation of ABC system in Malaysia is very at the low rate, and majority the business and companies in Malaysia is practicing the usage of traditional method, which is it is aligned with their company's needs. It is very irrational for us to say that the ABC system is the best system, since many sources say that ABC system is providing the accurate and detailed cost. The method of costing in a company should be identified based on the size of the company, the complexity of the production, and also the diversity of the production. It doesn't matter which method is being used as long as it is suitable with their companies. So that's all from us. Thank you.